as we celebrate Team USA and all the 11,000 athletes from 206 different countries who are in Tokyo competing in the 2020 Summer Olympic Games, we can't forget that despite their great athletic achievements in power, strength, endurance, and artistic capabilities, they've also got to take time to rest and recover their bodies. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Hey guys, I'm Summer. I'm bringing you this Yoga for Athletes class where we are going to slow down and recover our body. You need to have a strap, a dog leash, a pillowcase, a towel, anything that you can use that has some stretch. Grab that and a mat, and let's flow. If you want to enjoy the playlist that I am listening to, hit play on the Spotify right now. We're going to start lying on your back. Find a place with either your feet flat on the floor or your legs extended. Whatever feels good for you right now. Shut your eyes and allow your body to just relax. Notice areas that feel tight and tired, and areas that feel happy and excited. With your breath, send energy to those areas that feel tight and tired. Notice your breath. How do you take big, deep inhales and exhales? Today I'm going to give you the choice. If you want to do an Ujjayi breath, a traditional yoga breath, where you breathe in and out your nose, please do. If it feels more comfortable to exhale out your mouth, allow yourself that option. Bring your feet flat to the floor, maybe about the distance of your mat. Your knees fall in. Place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. One of the most empowering things that we've had the opportunity to experience and see in this Olympic Games is not only all the amazing gold medals and feats of athletic endeavors, but it's the fact that one of our most coveted, most amazing athletes has stepped away at the moment because she's dealing with mental health challenges. Mentally, she's not focused. Simone Biles has changed forever the conversation around athletes being superheroes. They're just humans, and sometimes mentally, our brains aren't in the right spot. Today I'm going to encourage you to find ways to focus your mind. But know, if it shifts and wanders, it's not unusual. Hug your knees to your chest. Give yourself just a little rock from side to side. Feel the back of your body on the ground. Let every part of your back touch the floor. Allow your arms to open wide and your knees fall to one side. Look over your shoulder, opposite shoulder. As an athlete, it can be so easy to just continue to push hard. And, our motto and our mantra of the Olympics is faster, higher, stronger together. And sometimes we can get caught up in that faster, higher, stronger, and forget to take these moments to just let it go. Come to center and to the other side. So this experience today is going to allow you the opportunity to open your hips, your hamstrings, and your shoulders. 3 areas that I know for most athletes get really tight. Is there more we could do? Absolutely. We're going to focus on those 3 areas and developing some length and calmness. But more importantly, I want you to focus on your breath and how it can calm and center you. Let's bring your knees to center. Bring your feet flat to the floor and your hands by your side. With your eyes still closed, if it feels appropriate and nice, roll your hips up to the sky. Now find this long line from knee to shoulder and then roll back down. As you inhale, lift your hips. And as you exhale, find the articulation of your spine. Feel as if your back is just a string of pearls moving up and down. Release the tension and the tendency to want to squeeze your butt. For strength, that's what we do. But today we're trying to use this to generate some heat and some warmth through the body and just get a little bit of movement. Hold your next one down. Lift your right leg so it comes to a tabletop position and then lower. Lift your left leg. So tabletop has your knee over your hip. We're going to just continue that. Flex your foot and then lower. I want this to be really slow, really controlled. One of the best ways to get in touch with your own body is to shut your eyes and externally just feel it and internalize what you're doing. We can get caught up in technique and precision and perfection as athletes. And sometimes we just need to visualize it. One more each leg. Now, take both legs to tabletop. You're going to keep the knees over the hips, and we're going to do the reverse. So now we're taking one foot down to the floor and up, down. If you start to feel this a lot into your hip flexors, I want you to bend your knees more and make it a smaller movement. This is a core activation. Again, I'm trying to get some heat into our body so we can deeply go into some stretches safely. But I don't want you to work your muscles more than they need to. So if you bring your knees into your chest, if your hip flexors are feeling it, it's just a nice little release. If you're listening to this playlist and you're hearing Imagine, I hope you took the time to watch the opening ceremonies and you have seen this beautiful rendition, not the one we're listening to, but this beautiful rendition of all the different continents coming together to sing this song. Hug your knees to your chest. Grab your strap. Place your left foot on the floor and take the strap onto the bottom of your right foot. Lift your leg to the sky. Now, I don't want you to force anything right here. We're going to let our leg go down and up. You might find that your knee bends a lot right here, and that's pretty common, especially if you're a runner or cyclist. You're trying to get the stretch behind your knee moving leg. So you think, press your heel higher to the sky. And I want precision with technique today, but again, I want you to, in some ways, just let that go. Let go of the need to be absolutely perfect and just listen to your body. Let's hold the next one up. Hold just for a moment. We're not going to get super deep into the stretch yet. Then switch feet. If you want to do it like me, where you bring one foot up and just have that moment, it's a nice little moment. Okay, same thing. So we're lowering down and up. Okay, maybe you shut your eyes here and just notice, how is this leg? Does it feel different or does it feel the same as the other one? Don't judge it. Don't critique it. Just recognize it. One more. Hold the next one up. Bend your knee and release the strap. Take your legs in, and you're going to roll back and forth 3 times. So I want you to just get this little rock up, come 2, and now the third one is going to bring you to a seated position. Perfect. We're going to flip over onto all 4s. Our hands are under our shoulders. Our knees are under our hips. Round your belly. Look into your stomach. Exhale as you arch. Look up to the sky. Now, you might notice that my toes are tucked under. That is one option. You could also have the tops of your feet on the floor. I have a really bad ankle and a really tight ankle. So it feels better for me to have the toes tucked like this. For others, you might be the exact reverse. Find what feels good. Yeah. Remember, this is about stretching and recovering our body, not forcing ourselves into something that feels uncomfortable. Sometimes stretching can feel uncomfortable, but if we can save those moments, then we're going to. Breathe. Big, deep inhale. Last time, exhale. Neutralize your spine. Take your knees wide and your arms in front of you. Push forward into child's pose. As I mentioned, we want to get a little bit of activation into our shoulders and try to get movement. And I think one of the most amazing feelings to me in child's pose is I've got my forehead on the mat. If you just notice this, I get this little shift. So I'm actively pushing my hands into the mat in front of us. And then I'm just shifting. And it just allows my shoulders some movement. So you can try that or just stay in a center child's pose. Let's bring ourselves back to all 4s. Take your right foot and step it back so it is long behind you. You're going to push your heel to the back of the room and then forward. And you're getting just this little shift back and forth. Again, on our playlist right now is Whitney Houston singing one of the most memorable and recognized Olympic anthems, One Moment in Time. Oftentimes in life, we're like, this is our only moment. But realize there's so many times, because most of us are not going to be Olympic athletes. Hold the next one back. And we get so caught up in this moment now, forgetting that we've got so many more opportunities. Bring your knee in. Switch sides. Press your heel back and forward. And to me, that's one of kind of the takeaways that I've gotten from Simone Biles saying, I'm just not there. I don't want to hurt myself, right? She shared a video clip that showed she just couldn't land. She kept falling. And the velocity that she's going at, the speed, the power, that could be a career-ending injury. It could be a life-ending injury. And is it worth it? And ask yourself those same questions sometimes when we get so caught up in this is what it has to be. Is it worth it? Bring your knee in. Sometimes your answer might be yes, and that's great. Sometimes your answer might be no. Sit back to child's pose. Take your hands to the right side of the mat. Stack your left hand on top and just feel this great stretch across your back. The more you push your top hand in, the deeper that's going to become. Breathe as you inhale, come to center, and then exhale, shift to the other side. Breathe into this. You might find that your back is really tight in a way that you didn't even realize it. Depending on your sport, your activity could be a dominant part of your activity, or it could be the supplemental supporting area that you just need to focus on how you can open it up. Let's come to center. We are going to step our right foot forward. Now you've got this place where your knee is over your ankle and your back knee and hip are in line, okay? So it's called 90-90. Now we're gonna shift forward in that so you get a little bit more stretch and then come back up high, okay? So it's this back and forth. If this really bothers your knee, say you've got sensitive knees and it just doesn't like this, or you're on a really hard floor and it's not comfortable, I want you to stay forward and just hold the position and possibly lift your back knee off the floor. We're all going to lift our back knee in a moment, so just keep that in mind. We're trying to get some movement into the hip. Let's come back in and switch sides. Knee over hip, knee and ankle, back and forth. Breathe. So as you're thinking about, again, what is it that you need to internalize right now? How do you keep focus when maybe there's lots of external distractions? When there's so many different things that pull our attention. Let's hold the next one forward. Okay, step back. We're all going to come to standing and grab your strap. So with our strap, our feet are under our hips. Our hands come forward. I'm going to double my strap just so it's not hitting me in the face. No other reason. All right, so hands are outside of our shoulders. Lift your arms as high as they can go and then come back. Find the stretch into your shoulders without doing this. So you see how I just arched my back a lot? You want to keep a tall posture as your arms lift up and down. You might find that your elbows are bending a ton. If you're tight into your shoulders, say you're a cyclist and you do a lot of hunched over positions, or you're a baseball player, so many different athletes, swimmers, so many different athletes have shoulder challenges. Okay, Take your hands wider. You're going to lift your arms up. I'm going to show this from the side. You're going to now let your arms start to come around to where your strap touches your hips. And then you reverse that. And you might need to bend your elbows. And that is perfectly fine. But we're just circling our arms around and then coming back up. You might want to touch your hands on your thighs in the front and then circle around to the back. Shut your eyes for a moment again. Despite what your body is doing, say your elbows are moving, I want you in your mind's eye to see your arms being as straight as possible, your chest as proud as possible, and your body doing everything that you want it to do. There's research into visualization that shows athletes who visualize themselves doing what they go for. It's a gymnastics routine, a swim meet in the pool. See themselves achieving that goal, have a higher chance of actually doing it than those who just physically practice over and over. Come back to center. Let's roll your shoulders. And I find that fascinating because if you can just see it in your own brain, then that's taking the demands and the pressure off your body and reducing your risks for injury, right? Okay, we're going to do one balance exercise because I believe every single athlete needs balance. It's going to be with one foot on the floor. You're going to put your left foot on the floor and lift your right leg. Okay? Hold right here. Now, take this leg and like you're stepping over a fence, you're going to go out. And then you're going to come back in. Okay. So lift, hold, then take it over. Continue doing that. Get the moment of hold and then over. So this is trying to get movement into your hip as well as the balance. Let's do it one more time. Now bring yourself to center, hold, put your foot onto your leg, and we're in tree. Hands are at your chest or by your side, or maybe you really want to reach for it and go all the way up. Find the length in your fingers as you look up. Take one moment to shut your eyes. Let your foot come down, and we will switch sides. If you noticed you were a little bit rocky, a little bit unstable, is it because your legs are tired? Is it because you never do that? Maybe your core wasn't engaged, or maybe you mentally weren't there. Just notice. Take your foot over and back. I had the pleasure of working for IMG Academy, which, if any of you know, is a sports performance academy in Bradenton, Florida. And we worked with everyone from youth through elite level athletes. And I started my time there as a mental conditioning coach and working with the athletes on their mental game, things like routines, return to play after injury. That was my grad school work. And overcoming fear of failure, so many different things. Let's hold the next one up. Bring it into tree. And that was fascinating to me. And then I went over and did some things with the physical side and did some other things at the academy. But their philosophy around mental conditioning and physical conditioning was the same. That the mental was just as important, if not more important, than what they did in the weight room. Shut your eyes. Release. Shake that out. They also believed that balance was the foundation of everything. And so now that's one of the true principles that I carry with me. So this last balance exercise, I said we were only doing one. I actually meant two, but this one's a little different. So find the edge of your mat right here. You're going to step your right foot behind and your left foot forward so that you are on the edge of the mat. Your back foot, you're just on the edge. Don't overthink it. but make sure all 10 toes are directly forward. So if you're starting to turn out, that's not where I want you. I want you completely forward. Your arms are forward and your eyes shut. See yourself standing as tall as possible, gripping the floor with no rocks. See it in your mind's eye. Switch sides. Did you notice a difference? We'll try it again. All right, so start off, just find your feet parallel, all 10 toes directly forward, arms reach forward, and just notice where your body is. Now shut your eyes, see yourself in your mind's eye like you are watching yourself on a camera. Can you stand taller? Can you push deeper into the floor? Exhale, release. You might notice a difference. For me, it makes a total difference when I see myself versus what's actually going on. All right, we are going to come down to the floor. So take that experience with you, right? That idea of visualization. It's such a powerful tool. Really doesn't matter. Step 1 foot forward, and your back leg is going to now be at this long line. Hands on the floor beside your foot or on your leg. I'm tight today, so I'm going to go right here on my leg. And then you're going to lift your back knee. So now we're finding this long line, and you should feel this deep stretch right into your hip flexor right here. Breathe. As I get a little longer into this, you notice I was able to bring my hands down. I have a little bit more openness in my hips. Sit back, and let's switch sides. The really important thing of this is, where is your front knee? It's in line with the center of your foot. All right. And then your back hip is pushing down, so you're getting stretch right into your hip flexor. Use your breath. Regardless of what type of athlete you are, your breath is so important. It guides you, it helps you, it gives you information about how hard you're working. It's critical that we tune into it. Let's lower down. That might have been a really intense moment, yeah? For a lot of us, it is. Okay, you're going to grab your strap, last little bit right here. We're going to lay back down on our back. We're going to go back to the exact same place we were at the beginning. Now we've generated a little bit more heat in our body. And I want you to allow the leg to go down and up. So you're getting this movement down and up, just like we did. We've been here. But now you're trying to get the knee straight. Hold your leg up. Press your heel. You might find that with your leg straight is your leg out here. Yes? Just notice it. Lift up. Especially my runner friends, I find to be super tight into hamstrings. And this movement right here is hard. I was really lucky. In all my time running, it was never my hamstrings. It was always my quads. My quads and my calves always felt like hard, solid rocks. All right, you're going to take the strap. So it's your right leg is lifted. Your strap is going into your right hand. Your left leg is going to extend. And we're going to take the leg out to the side. Now, keep both shoulders on the floor and breathe. Maybe you want to get a little bit of movement with that, where you bring your leg down and up, and that's fine. Bring your leg to center. Grab it with the opposite hand, and now it's going to cross your body. And guys, this is going to be intense probably. It is your IT band down the side of your leg. If your knee is bending, that's okay. But I want you to try to push your heel out as much as possible and get as much length into the side right here. I know. Breathe into it. When things get tough, remember your breath. Oftentimes we do the reverse and we start holding our breath. Come back to center. And let's switch sides. I love to just have this moment. Maybe it's a little monkey inside of me. I like to do that with my legs. Okay, you can have this foot bent. I like the knee on the floor. You find what's comfortable for you. And then you're going to lower down and up just a couple times. Keep your leg high. Pull the strap in. Press your heel up to the sky and really feel the length behind your leg. Breathe into it. Maybe you notice with each exhale, you can pull it just a little closer into your body. Or maybe you are in the mind's eye, seeing your leg as straight as possible, even if it's not. And that's okay. You got to start somewhere. You might be amazing at your sport, right? And your hamstrings aren't tight. Trade off. All right, let's take your hands, or one strap into hand. Let the other leg extend and open your leg out to the side. Notice both shoulders stay on the floor. There was a picture, I think it was a tennis player doing one of the splits, or I think it was a tennis player. Just kind of messing around with the gymnastics. And I think that's so great. Like, let's take our leg across the other body, across the body. Oh my goodness, I am much tighter on this side. I am feeling that all down my leg. And maybe you are as well. Breathe. Most of us have a dominant and a non-dominant side. Notice if your dominant side's the one that's tighter. Bring your leg back to center. Release the strap. You're going to bring the bottoms of your feet to the floor, knees bend. Last moment here. Take your right leg, cross your knee at your ankle, and then hug in. So you're finding a figure 4, and we are just stretching right here. Flex your foot of both feet to protect the knees and get a little bit deeper into your hips. And I love the opportunity to shift from side to side. You might hate it. Try it, don't. Come back to center. Release your feet to the ground, and we will switch sides. Sort of find that press out in your hip, and then hug in. Believe in yourself in everything that you do. When your body is tired, when your body feels great, when your mind might be a little scattered, or your mind is feeling live and awake, how can you believe in yourself? Put your feet down. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Let your knees fall out. Shut your eyes. Be here. If you've got the playlist, I want you to take a few moments to just tune into the words of this song, to connect with yourself and the power of believing. What can you do to be a little faster, stronger, higher, or to connect with all those around you and be together? Allow your legs to extend straight in front of you with your eyes still shut. We're going to take these last few moments in a Shavasana to recognize the importance of breath, mindset, and taking time to slow down and recover our mind and body. What is one thing that you can do today or tomorrow or next week that slows you down in a way that allows you to focus on you? What's one way that you can visualize and see yourself doing that one thing? See it in your mind's eye right now. Maybe it's going to lunch with a friend. Maybe it's giving yourself an extra hour of sleep. One thing to slow down and care for yourself. Breathe it into your body. You've said it, you've seen it, now embody it. Breathe it in. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll yourself to one side and come to seated. One thing for yourself this week. Take that with you, embody it, and do it. Guys, I hope your body is feeling happy and relaxed and your mind is feeling focused and calm. And if it's not, know that you need to try this opportunity again more often for yourself. Until next time, I'm Summer. Thank you. Bye.